Hi guys, how are you? I hope you are well. I hope you are doing well. Welcome into another session. It's been a while actually. I know it's been a while since we did um, a live coding session together. So yeah, today it's another day. It's day 10 of Vibe Coding with me, with Evan. So we are going to do well today. So we just hope to do the best today. So let me see if we have anything that we need to set up. I think everything is well now. How are you guys? I hope you have been well. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. It's been a while. It's been a while. So let's learn the art of coding. Let's learn the art of software development, guys. Let's learn it. So let me start by sharing my screen so that we do this. Let's do this. Let me start by, let me arrange some few things. There we go. You can give me a like if you joined the call successfully. Give me a like. So let's do this. So, so let me share my screen so that I start. Alright. Anyways, this is what we have been building for a while. What tool is this? You can check out the previous video if you want to know what tool is this that we have been building for some good time now. Yeah. So, what have we been building? We have been building this creative or amazing digital art tool. And the technology that we are using React for front end, and we are using MongoDB for our database. Basically, this is Manstack kind of a project. So, yeah, it's a Manstack kind of project. So let's see what we can do. So last time we created all this beautiful UI, everything was updated correctly. Even my code was updated correctly. And I'm going to purely use Cloud Code for my coding activity for today. That's what exactly tool I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using Cloud Code. So worry not, worry not. So that's what. Okay, so let me do this. So what am I basically building? I'm building this tool, digital art tool. And this digital art tool is basically a tool like Excalibur. Excalibur. A tool like Excalibur. So this is the tool that we want to achieve. Basically, this is the tool we want to achieve. And so far, this is what we have. We only have the home page. And from the home page, we have start drawing and view boards. When I click view boards, I can't view any boards. But in my MongoDB, I can see that we have several boards. So I expect to see a single board right here. So that's what I expect. But unfortunately, I can't view any single board with different shapes. So I'm going to straight fix on this. So I'm going to go straight to vibe coding. Basically, this is purely vibe coding. So just using English and how good you can think as a software engineer to come up with these ideas. So because it's not showing my boards, I need to inspect and see what kind of error do we have. So let me refresh this. Okay, now I can see a series of errors. And the main error that I'm getting is type error board service.js. So this straight comes from mostly from the backend. Okay, so because I'm using Cloud Code and I'm just basically vibe coding, so I'll just tell the cloud in this tool we have some boards from database, but the front end can't view any board listings, as well as creating a board. I'm also getting the following error. I'm basically getting the following error, and the error is, so read through the code base, and fix the code. Make sure to use the best logic for the boards to show, and also for one to create a board. So I'm going to submit this, and in submitting this I expect it to build the code. After building the code, my job will basically be accepting any changes. Then after accepting the changes, now I can go back to the front end and then I can view the changes, and then yeah. So basically this is what we call purely vibe coding. First, for you to be good in this, I think you need to just be good in prompting, and also to be good in understanding the problem that you are solving with this vibe coding. So in the meantime, I'm going to check if all my variables have been set correctly. I think I have my MongoDB here. 5774, 5174 is the port. I think also for the server, this is the database, the connection string from MongoDB. And I think I can identify one of the problems with this code. And one of the problems is these two, this one here and these marks. So I need to do away with them. Then after that, what next? After that, I'm going to wait for this progress and just see how the progress is. So in the meantime, let me see. Anyway, if you have joined the call, you can give me a like. You can smash that like button. Smash that like button. So this is what Cloud has been doing. So it's trying to identify some of the problems. Then after identifying some of these problems, then it can identify some inconsistent response handling, that is the APIs. So in case I wanted to see the change, I can just allow edit, then it will edit the current code base. I think that's one of the fixes that it needs to do, that it needs to do. So it's basically doing everything. So it's fixing the listing of boards. Oh, why not use TS? Why not use TSX? So the moment that I was creating this project, my audience was purely beginners in JavaScript. So I just wanted for them to see something familiar with them. Otherwise, it still works. But TypeScript would be better for this kind of project. I understand. I get you. That's why currently you are not using TypeScript. But I just discovered lately it is very easy to use TypeScript and JavaScript at the same time. The compilers, everything is up to date nowadays. So actually, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm purely doing vibe coding and just seeing how far I can build with vibe coding. Can we exhaust our context? Can we exhaust our context, like the thinking capacity and things like those? Can AI give us some limit, or what's up with AI? Yeah. Oh, you can, yeah, thank you. You can just add a TypeScript configuration file and then it will just compile the TypeScript that will be written after. Yeah, I know that. I know that process. I know that process. Thank you, Chris. What is, I mean, so this is the one of the problems with AI. It's trying to proceed. Let me just proceed without. Let me just give it some universal um, privileges. I mean, so it keeps on requesting and requesting and hallucinating. So I might be knowing one of the problems. One of the problems might be killing that server so that it's not having hard time. You can't write PowerShell in Bash. Do you want to ask Node test API? But I mostly do this. So I know the reason why it's mostly conflicting. It's trying to figure out this backend and I stopped it, but it should work. So yeah, it killed the previous activity. It killed the previous activity that was going on. Oh, the reason why it's having this hard time, I just thought it to write a test. So it wrote some test scripts, then it's trying to evaluate if it's working. Trying to evaluate if it's the test it's working. Do you want to proceed? Okay, so that is the last thing that we are going to proceed. Okay, you continue. Oh, since last year? Really? What is? Maybe you can text me. I think last week we sent some extra certificates for previous cohorts. Unless I lost the list, maybe that I included you. You can just text me on my inbox or tease. Let me just read this. What is it trying to do? Bash command next and stop row. Okay, let's see if it's going to test. I see the problem. You see the problem? Okay, it's telling me I see the problem. These are two servers running 5,000. Let me kill the board and restart properly. So you can kill the servers, the two ports. Oh, I might be knowing why we have two servers conflicting. I have another running program. Let me see if it's no, actually this other app, it's not using any port. Currently it's dead. Okay, don't ask again. So seems it's close. Let me see if it's going to fetch anything. Ooh, fails to fetch. Unable to fetch. Continue and make sure the previous the boards are loading from the database. They are loading from the database. So if these ones are going to load, if they are going to load from the database. So let me just submit that. It's a short prompt. Testing, getting health. Node server.js. It's thinking. Restart. So it's failing at this stage. I knew. So this is the last one. Server is testing fixes. Because it has requested me to test the back end, the front end, let me just allow it. To test the front end. It seems it's working in the front end, back end, hibernating, connected to MongoDB. Both servers are running. Let's check. Fetchboard unable to load boards. Please try again. So you can now view all boards, create. No, it's not working. Are you currently using any MCP servers? No, not currently using any MCP server, but I'm planning to configure. Just want to write better documentations so I can use Playwright. I can planning to integrate the Playwright. Anyway, the MCP servers that I'm using, they are not for coding. They are for automations, just mostly automations, but not straight to coding. So this solution is not working. So if the solution is not working, what do I need? I need a logic to fetch boards from the database, then display the boards in the front end, basically in the front end. So over here, if it fetches, implement this new logic. So let me just implement that new logic and see. Okay, do you have any, what do we call it? MCP servers that you would recommend for coding together with Cloud Code? Even you can just share here. You can recommend, I can check them out as well. Okay, it's simplifying the board service. I hope this solution works now. Yeah, many. Shadcn, Contact 7, Fetch, Chrome DevTools. Maybe according to the tasks that I do, maybe I can check out on Chrome DevTools, because I use Chrome DevTools, and maybe, yeah, maybe Context 7, and I see what they offer can just see what they offer. So the problem why it's mostly not starting the server, it's trying to, this cloud code is trying to call another, what do we call it, another shell. So that's why it's having some hard time trying to test. So it's actually writing the test. I don't know why the test, it seems not to have written a good test. And I doubt if it's writing anything, because it could have requested me to update the code here, but it's telling me that it's working. So let me read the summary. So actually, mostly it gives you the summary here. So backend enhanced API, no, front-end services completed rewrote with cleaner architecture. Well, the bot from MongoDB anonymous. So let me check. I hope this one works. Unable to load bots. Why? Why is it unable to load bots? It's unable to load bots actually. Line 29. Okay, because it's unable to load bots, let me create unable to create a bot. Please try again later. Okay. I just realized most of these applications conflict, so I'm going to completely kill that existing project and come back here. Saying, what is it saying? Oh, address already in use. So let me see if the API is working. It's saying 5,000. This clearly seems not to work. So I'm going to write one final prompt, and the prompt seems not to work. So let me just completely forget about the context and initiate Cloud Code again, because it's hallucinating a lot and we are using credits already. Maybe let me just inspect the code manually the normal way and see. I know where I can touch it. So the boards API. So I'm going to check why the boards are not loading. So I'm just going to street fetch there. Let me just check. So this is the logic to fetch boards. Use effect fetch boards. Where is the function for fetching boards? So this is the function to fetch the boards. Board services dot get all boards. So dot get all boards. Board services get all boards. So this dot use ID anonymous, default user is anonymous. So let me first check over how we have stored our data. Do we have any user ID here? Oh yes, you have the user ID is anonymous. It's anonymous, so it should fetch it should fetch the bot. So let me just inspect it manually. So if the user ID is anonymous, So it's saying which file? Board services line 77. So the get boards should be working. Get boards. Let me just refresh the boards. Board to fetch boards, fetch all boards. Fetching all boards. Get board by ID. I don't want this. Create board. Then I can check the boards. So get all boards logic should be working well. Because I had killed this server, let me just restart the server. Put already in use. So let me just kill the entire memory. Then start again. CD front end. Yarn dev. CD backend. Node server.js. Address already in use. What do we have? You see, the problem, I don't know, it's telling me the address already in use, but clearly it's not in use, in any use. Because if it's on use, then it should be giving me some response here, and that is clearly port 5000. Okay, let's just reinforce it to work. The website is not the system is not starting. It's not showing any bots on the boards page, and also at board services. Board services, it's throwing error. Let me get the error. Fetching the error. Fix the error and start the server. I just wanted to reinforce starting the server. Then after starting the server, what next? Start the server to make sure it works. I don't want to fix this manually. I can, but I'm just avoiding it. It's vibe coding. The topic is vibe coding, and just see how far and how good vibe coding can be. And sometimes it's crap. Sometimes it's crap. Doesn't work as expected. So let's see. So it's actually investigating what's up, what's up. So let it inspect the code and see why are we getting that error. And as I'm doing this, I'm also getting careful because you see, in cloud code sometimes it has some limits. For example, you can see in my plan or my usage, we have sessions, and in these sessions, they expire or they reset. The sessions reset. Maybe let's say assume that I finish this session, or I exhaust 100% of this session before this time. It will lock me, and I can actually do nothing over here until that session basically resets or resets. So then also that, and I can see they implemented a new thing to avoid heavy usage of this model. So in case you just complete your weekly usage of the models, then you have to wait until, for example, 1 week, and mine usually resets on Thursday. Gupta, actually, what we are trying to do, we are trying to build, it's not perfect, but we are trying to build a tool like this. A tool basically like a tool uh, a tool like this one here, like Excalibur. A tool like Excalibur, that's what we are trying to build. Yeah, that's what we are trying to build. In case you are new to the channel and you don't know what we are building. In case you are new and yeah, you don't know what we are building. So let me see how far we are at. Okay. The process with PID 6992 could not be terminated. The process has been terminated. Let me see. Ooh, it's almost there. It's almost there. Allow editing. Just want to kill these processes. Fixing course configuration pod. Let me continue. Fixing course. Why is it running bash? And maybe that's one of the problems. Just kill some processes in the bash and then start new processes. So it's actually fixing because it's cross-origin kind of stuff. They allow some kinds of authentications for beginners who are in the channel. Okay, let me see what it has done here. The servers are now running successfully. MongoDB connected, status healthy. So it's telling me that the server is running on the API configuration, it's running on this. So let me just see if it's a true and this seems to be working. So let me check the health of this configuration. It's running, so I expect this now to show the boards. There you go. It's not showing the boards. It's now showing the boards that we had a problem with. Okay, so we have another problem here. So if I click a certain board, fail to load board, redirecting to board page. Then it will redirect, then boom, go back to here. So I wonder what's that. So let me just inspect. Anyway, before that, let me just create a single board and see. Let me see if now it works. Creating a board. There we go. Yeah. Outcomes. So if I inspect my database over here, I'll see. If I refresh, it's going to take too long. Let me just refresh and hope it won't take forever. Databases, there you go. We have 3 collections here as well as here, but when I click redirect to this page, it's not redirecting. So let me just grab the specific error message why it's not console. Console failed to fetch board ID, cannot read undefined title. Oh, it can't read undefined title. So what we have, let me see if we have something like the title. So let me check. In MongoDB, we have the title. So what is that specific file? Board canvas. Board canvas. So in the board canvas, it can't read line 157. Line 157, it can't read the title. Fetch board. Let me first ignore it and see. Okay. Load board, fine. It can't read undefined shapes. So instead, let me just vibe code. When I click a single board, had boards. Board, that should be project. It's not navigating to at board canvas. It's not navigating at board canvas. It's throwing the error. It's throwing the error. Let me get the error. It's throwing this error. Where is it? Yeah. It's throwing the error. Let me re-edit the code. This is a code that I edited here in line 157. Now this is the worst approach. This is the worst approach, guys, to scroll. 157. Was it board canvas or board? Anyway, board canvas 245. Fix the error in the code and navigate to a single board canvas. But before we fix, I think it was board. Must be boards. Yeah, here, 157. So let me hope it fixes. Thank you, Gupta. Thank you, Gupta. I hope I'm going to finish the product as well. So we are trying to do that. So in case you're wondering what's going on in the backend or behind the scenes, this is how my MongoDB is operating. So for example, let's assume that we create a board over here or a single board. Then these are the details that we have for the board. The board ID, of course, because it's going to be saved with an ID. Then the title of the board, the description, just in case we have the description. And any shape, for example, you see here in Excalibur, this is a shape. Any shape that you are going to ever add, they are stored here in this array. So for example, over here we add one single shape. And in this single shape, it had features like the shape ID, things like the dimensions, position in which it's at the screen, the position in which that shape it's at, the dimensions, the style, the Z index, the rotation, in case you rotated the image. So in case you rotate this image, you see how we have rotated this at a certain angle. So it's also storing that here in our database, just for memory. So for example, when you see it's locked, so for example, I can lock this. How do we lock this? I can lock this, then there is nothing that you can do. Even if I click on this, the only thing that I can do is move. I can't rotate back. I can't rotate back this image unless I click unlock. Then it will unlock some of these controls. Is it not showing the controls again? Actually, I don't know why. This is the Excalibur. This is not my tool. The Excalibur itself. So actually, this is removing the entire page. So let's see how far we are at. So it seems this has been fixed. So let me click this. There we go. There you go. We have our board. Finally, we have our board. And you can see, as you can see, in our board, we have these several shapes. Don't mind, this one is not looking, it's not one of the best, but we have these several shapes. You can draw a circle, you can draw a square, you can draw a diamond, and actually in this diamond, you can select diamond, and you can change the color for that particular diamond. Select color palette. It should be red. Oops. Let me see. Ooh, there we go. It's drawing that tool. So we can draw a cross. We can draw anything like the art. Yeah, so that's so far what we have for these shapes. But as you can see, this is not one of the best tools. So what do I expect? What do I mean by it's not one of the best? So I expect, for example, I select this triangle, and you see where my mouse is. If I try to write anything, it should start there. But can you see where the distance between my mouse and the shape that it's drawing? Actually, that's one of the problems that we have. And we have some uninteractive tools here. Though I can move it, let me see if I can delete with the delete key. Oh, there you go. I can just press my keyboard delete and then it deletes. This one is good one. It's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. So I want some smooth interactions. What is smooth interactions? Smooth interactions can be smooth moving of these items. I can smoothly move these with no problems. So I should first identify what are the problems. So here now we get to the crazy thinking. How good can we align this with our thoughts? So I can just do some context. Someone told me to do context engineering so that it's not hallucinating what file to fix. So let me do that. Board canvas. Board canvas. So I just want to target that board canvas. So that's the file. I know it has some few problems. We have some few problems with our board canvas. So the problems are: problem number one, the mouse position and actual shape drawing, they are in a distance. Fix that to have where the mouse is placed. That's where the drawing begins. Problem and expected solution. Problem number two, zoom, shape zooming is not the best. Use the best logic to make a smooth zoom in and out for a particular shape. We have problem number three. Problem number three is basically simple. So if I select this and I just come to color palettes and I select a single color palette, so I expect that to have changed the color, right? So that's another problem. So we need to fix that problem as well. So let me see how I can fix this problem. So when you select a shape and select color palette, actually changing it's not actually changing the background color of the shape. So our expected fix is I want when you select a shape and select in the color pellet, change the BG color, background color of the selected shape. So these are the three problems that we can identify at the moment. Oh, we have another problem. Problem number 4. I think I remember when we were working with this last time, we had the rotation, shape, rotation feature. So what is the problem here? When I select a shape to rotate, it's not no, rotate does not have a smooth rotation. Fix that to make sure we have the smoothest rotation as possible. In the above issues and solutions, make sure to use the best logic when writing the implementation. So as you can see, my prompt is very detailed. I'm trying as best as I can to explain to AI what are the problems that we have and what are my expectations. So if I highlight the two, then it won't have hard time trying to think. So I can just admit that it's a heavy task. So I don't expect it to finish that fast. It's a heavy task. It's not a light task as it looks like. So basically it's thinking. So let me see. Okay, let me see if we have anything to address on the chat. Gupta is saying, that's great, and yes, I'm new. As this comes in my recommendation, and I will definitely like to use it. Yeah, you can like it. You can like, also you can subscribe. Feel free to subscribe so that you know when we release the products for testing and also for use if you can use it. I don't know why it's flickering, so let me do this. Cloud Code is flickering in my screen, just filling my screen. So it's building. I don't know why it's flickering that much. Yeah, it's fine. Going to work on that and fix. So it's basically working on the features on the background. Then once it's done, it's going to do some good work. So once it's done, It seems it has done some one feature. So let me see. What other feature is it working on? Actually, Cloud God is still misbehaving. Fixing mouse position. I can see. Even if it's misbehaving, I can see fixing mouse positioning. Fine, it's fine. So fixing mouse position. No problem. Fix. Take your time and fix the mouse problem. Fixing mouse positioning, coordination or coordinates. So it's basically fixing. So just in case you want to edit the name, you just edit it here and say, oops, day 10 vibe. Okay, anyway, we can wait it for it to finish. But in case you're wondering, we are not clicking anywhere to save anything on the database. So the logic is it should save by itself. So once we do this, it should save the moment we move anything, it should automatically send that new updates to the MongoDB database, automatically saved to the database. It should be automatically saved to the DB. So let me see. So I'm still working on the limit here. We are 56% used for our weekly usage. So still working on the mouse positioning. Let me see what feature is it working. So I think mouse positioning had some serious bugs. Now let's add changing functionality, mouse positioning. Still working on the mouse positioning feature. Okay, let's see. Implementing smooth shape zoom in. So the next feature that is implementing, it's a smooth zoom in of these features. So it should have fixed the color palette, I believe so. It has fixed the color palette. So if I click this and add this color, you see it has fixed this color selection. So it's basically working on this rotation feature, in which it seems to be working well. So it's basically fixing on the zoom in. And it seems it has done. So let's see what it has done. So all issues have been fixed. Mouse position, it has been fixed. Problem, no zoom in functionality existed. Okay, no zoom in functionality. So implemented a multi-zoom system. So the multi-zoom can be mouse wheel. Okay, so if I scroll with mouse, it is going to zoom. Then we have the keyboard zoom. Then we have the auto save after each zoom. Okay, that's a nice feature. The color palettes are exactly what we wanted. It has implemented. Then smooth rotation, that is tick, we can approve that. Additional improvements, visual feedback or interactive feedback transitioning. Okay. Error handling, how to access. Basically, the rest is how to access the system. So I'm just going to refresh and see what it has to say. Let me just refresh and see. So for the rotation, ooh, that is smooth. Smooth rotation. I can just rotate that smoothly. What's up? It just disappeared. Maybe let me add something like triangle. Something like this. Oh, I get it. I can add, I don't need a circle. I need something that I can check for the transitioning. So we had a problem, for example, if I start on the pentagon, it's working. So yeah, the resizing is working. One, you can see I can resize this. I can rotate this smoothly. As much as I want. So this one, I think everything looks cool now. So the other thing that we can work on, this one is not a presentable tool, as you can see. It's not a presentable one. You just need to make it presentable. So how do we make it presentable? So you need to implement some few UI, some cool UI features. So the first UI that I want can be maybe, let me think. So on this side nav or this side bar, should be collapsible. So I can just collapse, then I can see. Otherwise, if it's not collapsible, I think another nice UI can be floating. I can just click a button for shapes and then it floats. Then it can keep on floating until I click, disappear, and then it disappears. So that's a nice feature. Then the other one is, you see this page here? Instead of scrolling, then I see all the way to bottom. Why can't I make it screen size? After making it screen size, then I make sure it's infinite like this one. You see here, for example, here I can move in any direction, but I'm not scrolling. I can scroll up and down, but okay, but I'm not trying to do that. I can move everything up and down. So I need to implement that. Okay. So let me just prompt for those two features. So where is the side nav bar? The side nav bar is at where? It's at the board canvas. So the board canvas houses most of these things. So it houses most of these things. So let me try. So in the board canvas, I want the side navbar, what do we call it? Side nav to be collapsible. I want it to be collapsible. So collapsible, it will understand collapsible. So that is feature number 1. Feature number 2, so this was feature number 1. Feature number 2, I want the page to be full screen. Basically, which page? The canvas page. The canvas or drawing page. The drawing page. I don't know the correct name to describe the page. To be full screen, such that I can scroll I can scroll in all directions, left, right, bottom, top, and all, and basically all directions. So I want to scroll in all directions. Okay, the whole page, the whole board canvas page, whole canvas page should fit the screen for a better UI and UX for better user experience. So in this user experience, there's something that I need. So what do I need in this user experience thing? When it's at board canvas, hide the navigation bar. So I can only view the canvas page. So these are the features that I need. Let me see the correct file if we have the navigation. Yeah, we have the navigation bar. So in that case, I can just target the navigation bar for context. The navigation. So this one will work perfectly fine. So this one will work perfectly awesome. So I want that. Okay. Feature number 3, make the entire page of the smartest user interface, the smartest user interface. have the smartest user interface that we can get. So always what? Always consider user experience for better drawing. So I'm going to submit that. Then I'm going to wait for the magic and see if that prompt is going to really build the best tool that I can get. So let me see. How far can this go? So actually, it's adding a collapsible sidebar with smooth animation. So you expect it. Ooh, finally, the first action was to hide the navigation bar. So let me see. It was hiding this. Huh. This one does not have a collapsible sidebar, so it's trying to implement that collapsible sidebar. Ooh, and I forgot some feature. I wanted for the sidebar, you can only scroll the sidebar independently instead of scrolling the entire page. But that's fine. That's fine. It will go to the next prompt. So let's see. Let's see how good we can do this. Let's see how good we can do this. Continue updating collapsible sidebar. So remember that oops. Why do we have this UI all of a sudden? This dark UI all of a sudden. Actually, you can see it has implemented some animation. Ooh, it's popping in and out. There we go. There we go. Ooh, actually, it added this automatic scroll in the sidebar. So I just want to know, how can you collapse a specific bar? Ooh, you can see now. You can see it has added some collapsible sidebar. There we go. So it has added that functionality. The board is no longer scrollable. You see here, it's no longer scrollable. So I believe it's fixing on making now this scrollable. Let's see. What do we have here? So I can toggle grid. Let me just hide this. This is reset view. I think it's working on these features. It's working on this. So what are you working on? Let me check if everything is compiled correctly. Not really. It's not compiled correctly because we have, what does it really mean that it's done? So let me see the implementation that it has done from this documentation. Excellent, everything compiles and runs successfully. The navigation component is hidden. Toggle button, smooth animation, perfectly fine. Full screen, fixed positioning, fill the entire viewport. Infinite scroll in all directions. I doubt this. Canvas size. So professional zoom controls. So let me see if this professional zoom controls works. So, but if I try to scroll and also zoom past that, it's not showing. How many refresh? Maybe the problem is this. Let me check. So that's not working. That feature is actually not working. The collapsible sidebar it's working, but the rest are not working. So let's do the final fix. The final fix for the part where one is drawing actual diagrams. The zoom feature, infinite scrolling, are not working. Also, we have shadow in the same part to draw the shapes. Remove the shadow. So I want to go to here for the part for the board canvas, the board canvas part. Shadow. Fix these features. So the actual functionalities. So I want to see if we can achieve the actual functionalities. And if we can achieve that, then that would be good. I see the issue. The pan wrapper is interfering in the SVG coordination mapping. Okay. So actually this one should fix. Should remove the shadow. Then it should create the infinite and also the zoom. So we expect it to work on those two features. So let's see. As well, we are working as we monitor our usage, as well as we monitor our cloud usage. It's not that bad. We can't exhaust this in the next one now. So let's see. Ooh, this one just broke. It actually destroyed the feature for toggle a shape. This one here. Don't know why. This is why sometimes AI need to be so careful. Just see how it destroyed uh, this sidebar. It can scroll up and down, but I don't know if it can scroll sideways. So let it finish and see if it can scroll sideways. You see how it destroyed this sidebar. It actually destroyed this sidebar. Let me hope for the best. Okay, feel free to, you can ask me any question on the chat, guys. You can ask me any question on the chat. Okay, let it finish compacting these. Compacting these. Compacting conversation, it should be working very smoothly, very smoothly. Huh. I'll verify that all the changes have been made. Okay. As you implement, remember to add or to fix those few features that you just destroyed. Okay, let's see. So this is working. It's almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. So just testing out. The plan made, prepare. Okay. It's testing. Okay. I'll restart the server. Ooh, I've reached the session limit. There we go. Actually, reached the session limit for this. Finally, we exhausted our 100% limits. Yeah, and actually, that's what we have achieved. I know this is a small issue, but because it's purely vibe coding, that's why I don't want to fix it manually. Yeah, we just want AI to see how far can AI do this for us. How far can AI do this for us? See, how good can this be? This one is very great, very awesome tool. So far, we can't get any errors. It's just implementation, logic, and positioning of these particular shapes. Anyway, that's it for today. That's it for this session. I'll see you in the next session very, very soon. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, everyone who participated. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Steve.